I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever struggled with deciding what I should make, what ideas I should execute on, how I should go about putting myself out there, especially in my case, because I've got a lot of areas of expertise. For those of you who don't know, I played college basketball, at a high D1 level. Got a chance to even play with the world famous Harlem Globetrotters. I got a chance to, produce and put together, distribute multiple music projects. So I have experience in that. I have experience just as a speaker. I have experience as a video editor. I have experience as a writer. I'm still figuring out what I want to do. I know I want to be creative. I know that I want to just make things. I think, understanding my obsession, my true obsession is just storytelling as a whole. And I know that I have a unique angle in how I talk. I actually can perform on camera in front of a group and things like that. And so that's something that I need to utilize a lot more. But then I also have my music mind, my ability to maybe not like legit produce music, but I know how to piece things together, give it a rhythm and a flow and all of that. And so doing that with short form videos that are my own, not just doing stuff for other people, I think that's really the current challenge right now. And I think right now, like being able to just kind of have for a lack of a better term, a video journal like this to be able to kind of document my process. Yesterday, I kind of soft launched a new Instagram page called Juicefulness, which I think is going to be my brand name for a while. I've had, kind of the juice moniker, like share the juice, bring the juice, sound of the juice, all of these things. And it's still going to be something that's prevalent on my own personal page, but I wanted to build something that could exist on its own, independent of what I was making for myself. And like I curate a lot of really good stuff in general, and so I wanted to have a place where I could curate a lot of my juice ideology in one place. I want to slowly start transitioning my own personal page into more entertainment. And I still don't know specifically how I go about that, but I know that that's something that I've got to start creating, not a backlog, but I need to create a true sense of my personality, what I bring to the table, the uniqueness of having entertaining utility. A lot of times when I think about, I used to say a juice man. I think now what I say would be a JP, a juiceful person, is, your Bill Nyes, your Dick Vitales, your Ted Lassos, people who infuse juice into topics that may be interesting for some on the surface, but at the end of the day, like, you walk away with a more energetic experience. You feel more alive in the environment because of how they present it. And I want to be somebody that notices, that sees things and can address topics, but in an entertaining way, in a way that people feel seen, feel heard, like I've been doing, but at the same time, that's different than I think most people are doing. You know, everybody's, it feels like, doing the deep dive threads on Twitter, and you know, like, hey, I spent, you know, this amount of time with you know, studying, you know, Dickie Bush. I keep saying, wanting to say Dickie Clark. Dickie Clark's on staff with FCA. Dickie Bush, Nicholas Cole, you know, whoever, Dan Coe, all these people. You know, I spent, you know, like 100 hours, you know, studying their content, and these are 7 things that I took away from it. Like, I've seen that type of thread countless amount of times, and I think there's always value to be taken from that, but I also know, and you know, Twitter is probably that place where, and probably LinkedIn, that place where you can really get away with just pumping educational content, learning content. People like stuff, bookmark stuff, and really, I won't say never use it, but like, it rarely gets used. It just becomes this big echo chamber of stuff. I'm thankful that I have one hand in, or one foot in that side of it, but then the other foot in sports creative world, because I mean, truthfully, the idea of seeing the behind the scenes of how a lot of these channels and whatnot are making videos and making stuff is intriguing to me. I want to be able to do that, as I've said, you know, and I think that's a unique selling point that I have, is that I can hopefully, and this is why I'm thankful to have the Juicefulness page, be able to take an idea from start to finish and put it straight, like genuinely, like just in a place where, okay, this may not be the highest production, but you clearly understand where I'm going and where I was trying to go with this. And so, honestly, like, you know, we've talked about spec, taking the Aaron Knight approach of doing a video, you know, or creating a spec for something 3 months in advance. That way I can kind of pitch to brands and say, hey, I can make something like this for you if you pay me. You know, like, this is a quick mock-up of something that I'm able to do. And I know that is something that's going to be really needed in this next season, because I need to start pitching myself. I need to start, you know, kind of getting the monetary side of this creative sustained. Just to be honest, I do a good job of telling stories. I can tell a story like none other, but it's the reality of knowing, regardless of what I do, I'm not going to be operating with every single piece of my ability. And that's okay. Try to involve as many things as possible. But I think as long as I am still stirring the juice, operating in juicefulness, feeling fulfilled in what I am creating, then that's when it has sustainability. That's when it's able to last longer than just doing a one-off project. Like, it actually creates energy for other things. And I know that there are some habits and some disciplines and things that I need to lean into outside of creative. Getting back, working out. I don't always work out as as frequently when I'm out of town or when it's not one of these days. So like, today is the first day in about a month, maybe even a month and a half, that I hadn't, because I used to go to jiu-jitsu on Thursday mornings, and I've had to work. And so that's been difficult for me, because during that time, you know, I'm able to be very clear-headed, and a lot of ideas come to me. I'm able to kind of get out of my own head, but also just being able to kind of follow through, chase a rabbit trail. But also, you know, in those moments I have to lock in. But then after the fact, my mind is just clear, it's free. I have energy to actually go do things. And so I need to continue to find priority in working out. I've said that if somehow I was able to, you know, do jujitsu 7 days a week, I probably would, or some form of grappling, because that just is has been different for me in helping me think clearly, because it is new. For me, basketball, and it's tough because some people don't understand when I come and say this, but it's like, you know, for me, basketball, there's always things that you can learn from